Hey everybody, it's Joe with Joe Knows Cryptos, and just want to do a little update here on cryptocurrencies. Now, I think that August is going to be a very important month, and why I think it's going to be a very important month is because historically, if you look at the cryptocurrency market cap, around August is when it has been creeping up for the last, don't quote me on this, but I think it's about the last 4 to 5 years. It goes kind of down after the new year, and then it kind of flatlines, and then it starts to creep up again in August, and then near the end of the year, um, late October, November, it starts to really shoot up. Into December goes up, and then we have a correction, usually in the end of December, beginning of January. As we saw this year, it was a big correction, but that's because the market went up so much. But in past years, the market percentage-wise went up quite a bit and then went down. It's just that the market cap was a lot smaller, so the price of each cryptocurrency didn't quite fall in dollar amount as much as they did this past year. But the trend seems to be following this. So when I just talk to people who ask me about cryptocurrencies, or if I start a conversation, and I usually, if it seems like the person is receptive or just wants to talk about cryptocurrencies, I'll bring it up and see if they have any interest. And if they ever ask my advice, and I don't like to give financial advice, but what I think is that August is when the cryptocurrency market starts to head upward. So we've got August coming up here in a couple of weeks, less than a couple of weeks, and I think this will be very telling as to the direction of cryptocurrencies. So we'll see if it keeps following that trend. If you haven't been hodling, which is what I do, I just dollar cost average. You buy some when it's high, you buy some when it's low, you buy some when it's in the middle. Even though it's low right now, I'm still buying. If it goes down a little bit more, I'll buy a little. If it goes up a little, I'm still going to keep buying a little until I think it's at a point where just hodling and looking for a new investment or a different crypto to get into is a good investment. Because right now I'm basically in Litecoin. I'm strongly eyeing Stellar, OX. Still kind of like EOS, and there's a lot of good ones out there. But mainly I've been in Litecoin. That's what I've been hodling. That's where I've been focusing and directing most of my money right now. So we'll see how that pays out. But I got a pretty good feeling. Had some people ask me how I feel about the market going down. For Litecoin under $100. And, honestly, I'm not that concerned. And I'll give you a few reasons why. And, you probably already know these reasons, but if you don't, I'd just like to reiterate them. First one is that Facebook, Google have lifted their ban on cryptocurrency advertising. So that's going to start, especially when this market starts to pick up speed. Remember how we saw those commercials last year with that guy with the curly hair and the glasses? He looked like Bill Gates' illegitimate son, who was this crypto expert who, his ads were everywhere. So, I think we're going to start seeing that. And what that does is when you see a lot of those ads, it brings a lot of attention to cryptocurrencies. People who haven't been in them, are not sure about them, they start seeing all these ads everywhere. The first 5, 10 times you see it, you may just brush it off. But after that, you may be like, maybe I should look at this. Why are these ads all over all the time? And then they start talking to people that maybe have some cryptos and they're making money, or maybe they'll go on YouTube. That seems to be the easiest way for people to find out about things nowadays. Whether you want to fix a leaky sink or a headlight in your car, or want to find out about cryptos, they're going to go on YouTube. They're going to start watching videos. And especially if the market's going up, all the videos are going to be about Bitcoin going to 50,000, Bitcoin's going to go to 100,000, and whatever, and they're going to see that and they're going to start getting excited about it as well. But the advertising being allowed now on Google and Facebook is going to be big, especially when the cryptocurrencies start to move again, because then we're going to see all those ads start flooding back in, and it's just going to add to the excitement. All right, second thing is, and this is probably bigger than the advertising as far as a foundation for cryptocurrencies go, and this is going to be Coinbase. Now you go to the banks have the FDIC backing, where your money is guaranteed. So if the store is robbed, or the bank is robbed, or whatever, that you're guaranteed to get, your money up to 150,000, or it might be 200,000 now, from the insurance from the bank. Well, Coinbase has now a backing, FDIC backing, or they're in the process of getting that. But right now they are already insuring the cryptocurrencies that are bought on their site, not to the regular guys like you and me, but to the big institutional lenders, people that buy millions of dollars of cryptocurrencies. And they have a special name for it, which escapes me at the moment, but it's a Coinbase platform that they have now, where people putting big money in are going to have their cryptos insured. And I know a lot of people were, a little nervous to hear about all this hacking and cryptos being stolen, and people don't want to just put their money in there to have it stolen, especially when they're putting millions of dollars in there. So that is another thing that's going to really help the cryptocurrency market. Plus we're going to have a few new exchanges coming online here shortly within this year, where you're going to be able to, like Coinbase, link your credit cards and bank accounts to the cryptocurrency, to this exchange, and buy it with fiat currency. So right now, if you want to get into cryptos, you pretty much have to go to Coinbase, link your bank account, then use your bank account money to buy Bitcoin, and then from Bitcoin you can buy other cryptocurrencies. Where that's all going to be changing here within the next year. Eventually, down the road, you're not even going to need an exchange to transfer, buy, and sell cryptos. It's all just going to be done through a system which is kind of hard to describe, but you're not even going to really need an exchange to trade the cryptocurrencies. But right now they are still relevant, because that's what everybody's familiar with as far as buying and selling stocks. You go on exchange, you do your trades that way. But so that is a very big thing, because now we're going to start seeing big money start easing into cryptocurrencies. And how it is, I guess Coinbase already had a $20 billion investment put in last week, and that's why we saw that jump in the crypto market. That's one of the reasons why. So the time of the year is right. Coinbase is doing the right thing. The advertising being opened up. So pretty much all year long we've had nothing but negative news in the cryptocurrency market. Now we're starting to see some good news. Because of this, in my last video I talked about the people that like to control things and manipulate them, like gold and silver and fiat currency. I think that they realize that cryptos now are something that are not going to go away, and that they're not going to ignore. I think that they are going to do one of two things. They're going to either start inventing their own cryptocurrencies and trying to force that down our throat as the cryptocurrency of choice, as far as either a currency or one of the dominating cryptocurrencies, or they're going to try to buy positions in these cryptos that are strong, and that they can kind of manipulate the currencies that way. But the problem they're going to have is that there's so many cryptos. Now the market is small, so they can buy numerous ones, and I think that that's what's going to happen, and I think that's going to really drive this market upward. Because if they can't regulate it, if they can't scare people out of it, I mean, they've done pretty much, I don't want to say everything that they could possibly do, but they've done a lot to really put out the fire that people had for cryptocurrency all year long. And you know what, even though cryptos have gone down, they're still there, they're still relevant, there's still activity, and they're not going to go away. I think they know that now. Sometimes it takes these elites a little bit of time to catch on to new things, but I think they're finally got people talking in their ear, giving them the buzz on the street, and I think that the combination of them getting in with their big money, with institutions like hedge funds are going to start getting in, because especially if the fiat dollar starts to lose its value. A lot of countries talking about trading, not using US dollars, buying oil without the petrodollar, which is the US dollar, trading it between each other for either goods or for their own currencies. You've got Venezuela talking about only using cryptocurrencies for trading their oil. Even though Venezuela is not, a huge economy like, as big as it was a few years ago when they transferred over to socialism, it's a whole, it's a country, and these are the beginning grumblings of the giant wakening, waking up, and just keep hodling. That's the only advice I can give you. If you got shook out, if you got scared off a few months ago or recently, cryptos are low. I think they try to beat it down as low as it can go, and I think only the hodlers stayed in the market, and I think it's pretty much at the bottom. You'll watch videos where they say Bitcoin's going down to 4,000, Litecoin's going down to $40. I don't think it's going to happen. I think we bottomed out there right around that was a $70, $73 mark for Litecoin, and then once Bitcoin went under 6,000, people just went back in and bought it. I think people know when there's a deal, and I think that if it gets below those prices again, below 73 for Litecoin, below 6,000 for Bitcoin, that the buyers are just going to be there, because it's going to be an opportunity to get in that they just can't pass up. So I think we're pretty much bottomed out, forbidding any kind of a nationwide catastrophe or anything that goes on. But if things just keep going like they're going, let's see how August goes. But if you're not in the cryptos, or you lightened your positions and you do have some money on the side, or you've been waiting on the sideline for some positive news to come out, I think now is probably a good time, because like I said, August historically has been good. You get in now, maybe you beat that, maybe you get in right at the bottom now, and you beat that rise. Maybe it goes up the first week in August, maybe Litecoin goes up to $90 or $100. Hey, if you can get in now at 80, you're making good percentages on your money that you have to wait a year or longer in the stock market to make that type of a return on. So this is just my feeling on cryptocurrencies. I still love Litecoin. There are some others that I like as well. I'll make a video about those shortly. I mentioned them a little bit earlier in the video. Stellar, I think, has had a lot of hype the last few days. It's up about 60% in the last few days. Might not be the best time to get in that right now. I would maybe give it a week and see if you get these people who buy in before the news and they sell on the news. Well, now the news is out, so I'd be kind of interested in seeing if Stellar holds around 29 cents, or if it falls back down, or if it holds it. I would say for the next week or so, it might be a good time to also to get into Stellar, OMG, EOS, ADA, VEN, and then there's some smaller ones also I got my eye on that I've talked about in the past that I think are going to start making a move. But anyway, guys, I love you. God bless. Hodl, hodl, hodl. And then hopefully by this time, in about 4 months, we'll be smiling because we hodled. All right, bye now.